Hey guys, Mario's name, The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD is the game. In the last episode, we started the third dungeon of the game, the Tower of the Gods, after placing the 3 pearls and getting blasted into the sky. And another thing that I never talked about in the last episode, we must have been blasted pretty high up in the air for the entire tower to come up out of the ocean in the time that we both went up and came back down. We probably went to space and back. Anyways, end of this one, we are going to be taking on I'll call it the second third of the Tower of the Gods. I believe this is gonna be a 3-parter. So we're gonna be taking on more of the dungeon. We'll see how far we can get. Anyways, let's get started here by going into this next portion that we've unlocked by bringing that statue from the other room back here to the center room. And you have more bubbles here. They're annoying for now, but all you have to do is blow their fire away, they stop floating, and they'll fall to the abyss. So, this is a convenient enemy placement for us, at least. Yeah. Actually, I'm surprised that a gust of wind actually landed. Anyway, so now that we're in here, we're gonna be wanting to use an old item, the grappling hook, which I think I said like in the Forest Haven that I thought it was really cool that they were making use of all the different items that we had gained thus far, and this dungeon also does a really good job of that. So you know, not just Forest Haven, this dungeon deserves the props for that as well. But make your way this way. And there is the next statue, so let's swing on across. Or not. Oh, I keep pressing A to try to latch onto it, but I need to press ZR, or just R, I mean. And? Come on! I don't think Link says any other words in this game. I think it's just come on. Yeah, I think this is all he says. So, in the last episode, I was talking about real life stuff. I guess I'll do the same thing here after I explain what we have to do next, gameplay-wise. So, come on over here and stand on this pedestal, and when you do, that bridge will appear. Great, let's go grab the statue and run it across. Bridge disappears. So what we have to do is have Link stand on the bridge, and then use the command melody, which we learned in the last episode. And this is our first time actually using it. And when you do, it basically has the effect that a Ahoy Pair has on a seagull, except on the statue. So it now has like green light running through it, which I think is cool. It's a nice little detail that they added to show that Link is the one that's in control of the statue now. Hop it on across. Once you get safely to the other side, press the R to go back. And I just love the little like pose that Link does. I don't know, like they must have taken a lot of time to just like animate, come up with all the different expressions and things that Link does in this game, because I mean, I don't think it can be argued that Link is any more expressible. Is expressible a word? Expressible in any other Zelda games. Like, he has more expressions in any other Zelda game compared to Wind Waker. I think that's a fair statement. So, anyways, once you get over here, stand right here to open up that door over there. Great, let's go. Then it shuts. So the statue needs to sit here and hold down the forward for us, so to speak, so while we swing across. You know, I mean, when you've played this game before, and you know, same goes for any Zelda game, when you played through a Zelda game before, and you played through the dungeons before, you know, in hindsight, the puzzles seem quite simple. But when you're first playing through this game, or at least the first time in a long time, you realize, like, yeah, these are actually pretty decent puzzles. And it gets more so later. Anyways, you have an introduction of a new enemy. These are Dark Nuts. That camera angle's gonna stay for a little while. Yeah, so definitely the toughest enemy we've faced so far. Previously, that was the Moblins. These guys, even tougher. Get out your sword, and you're going to want to do the reaction command. Doing that will allow you to swing on over. You can knock over its helmet, and its head is vulnerable. Use your grappling hook to steal the knight's crest off of its waist. Previously, we only got these from that treasure, well, we've only had one, and we got it from that treasure chest way back at Dragon Ritter's Cavern. And if you remember, Orca told us to gather many of them and bring them back to him. So we're going to want to start collecting these now that we have this new enemy, the Dark Nut. And yeah, once you knock off its helmet, you can easily steal it from it. So, anyways, back to fighting these guys. Reaction command. The reaction command again, you will fly over its head. and you can just knock it over. And when you start beating it with its own weapon, it actually dies really quickly, but I don't want to do that because it does die really, really quickly. One more hit, and I think it actually would have been dead. But if you come up behind it, you slash the strings behind on its back, that will allow the armor to fall off. And once it does that, he becomes a lot more agile, probably more of a threat than he was with the armor. At the same time, though, you can actually deal a lot of damage to him now. And when he's without his sword, I want to show this off. Oh, shoot, come on. Don't pick up your sword. I want to show what he did without the sword, but don't know if I'll get the chance to or not. Let's try to do the reaction command, except spin around the side. Oh! Press the wrong button. Okay, I wanted to go around to the side and not go over your head again, but I think that's what I'm going to be forced to do. Oh, there you go. Nice. Oh, okay. Oh, well. I was wanting to, like, throw his sword away so he would fight without the sword, but when he fights without the sword, oh, I'm so close to that period on the treasure chest. When he fights without the sword, he kind of, like, does, like, martial arts, and he tries to punch and kick you. It's really cool. So, I mean, definitely a really interesting enemy, and the toughest one we faced so far. And if you were coming in here with only, like, the few hearts that you got from the previous 2 dungeons, or previous 3 dungeons, you would be having kind of a hard time right now. At least if you hadn't played this game before, or you weren't really familiar with how to defeat them. But by defeating him, you get the next item of the game, the Hero's Bow. This is no new item to the Zelda series, but it's a new item to this game, and super excited to have it. The bow is a really, really, really good item, and we're going to be making plenty of use of it in this dungeon. And also, if you remember the last episode, when I got sucked up in that tornado, the King of our Lion said if only we had an item that would allow us to pierce things from far away. He was talking about this. Now that we have that, we can actually take on that cyclone. And if you try to knock down these stone pillars with your sword, it's not going to work, but this sword will allow you to knock them over. Yeah, pretty cool. They'll drop like a rupee or something, but anyways, let's get on out of here now that we have this new item, and this new item is going to allow us to get the statue across. If there's an eye, you want to hit the eye with your bow and arrow. I think it's pretty intuitive at this point. So let's line up the shot. I think my joystick is a little too sensitive for my taste. At the same time, I'm doing this really weird, like, hand position doesn't sound right. I'm holding the controller in a really weird way, with like I was like moving the analog stick with my index finger. It was weird what I was doing. But to be fair, I still kind of hold that the Wii U Pro controller is kind of a weird controller. You might want to take those guys out before they catch you on fire in the air. That's definitely not a fun time. You can kill them easily by shooting them. Well, I say easily, the fact that it's a one-hit kill, but not easy in the fact that you actually have to aim a good bit. But if you not manage to hit them while they're in the air with the bow and arrow, it knocks them out dead in their tracks. It's often useful to kind of like just like wait until you get good timing for a shot. Like not to, you know, try to line up the shot perfectly in the moment, but line it up, and if you see that your target's kind of moving in that area, maybe you wait for a second until the target moves into the range of your shot and then release. Sometimes it's a little easier to do than simply to, I can use English words, than simply to just try to, like, I guess like quick scope it, for lack of a better term, midair. But now that we have these platforms going across, we're going to want to grab a statue from over here and move it this way to hold down this little pedestal over here. Not pedestal, but I'll call it a switch. Also, that other one ran at us. That other statue over there. Which, by the way, the enemy that just ran after us, its name going up on the screen right now. I forget what they're called. I meant to look it up before I started this video, but oops, that's fine. Yeah. Anyways, we've gotten another statue back to the center room. Okay, and that is the last door for us to go through. If you need more magic or more hearts or anything, slash the pots that are around here, and they'll drop things for you. And if you slash them all and you still don't have what you need, leave the room and come back, and they'll regenerate and you'll probably find what you need. Okay, this room right here. This room is pretty involved, actually. Keys are flying around. When they're kind of locked onto you, they're kind of easy to shoot. Really hard to shoot when they're flying really fast in the middle of the air, though. So what we're gonna want to do is grab one of these statues. And actually, we don't want to do that yet. In fact, we just want to hop on straight down here and go into... Ooh, before I forget, let's actually climb back up the ladder and hop onto this, grab out a bomb, and you kind of need to time this out perfect. Wait till the bomb is just about to explode, and then throw it in the water. Wow, the keys kind of messed me up there. Or no, I was like, oh, I gotta throw it before the keys gets me, and the keys knocked me in the water. I blame everything on the keys. Can't take fault for my own actions, no, I need to have something or someone to blame it on. I mean, yeah, what am I gonna do? Just actually take responsibility for my lack of skills? No. Anyways, time it out perfect. That hole in the wall will blow up, and come this way for kind of a new enemy. Well, yeah, this is a new enemy. Naming him up on the screen right now. Never mind, that's not an enemy, that's just a statue. I don't know what you were talking about. Come over here. Designs that reflect wind are drawn here. So what should we do? If only we had the power to do something related to the wind. Play the wind's requiem, and when you do that, treasure chest will appear. If you count the Wind Waker as an item, where we've used, hold on, one, oh, which by the way, enemy naming one up on the screen right now, these guys will instantly run at you, and they have spikes sticking out when they hop at you. They hop at you rather quick, I'd say. Then when they're done moving, or done traveling, I'll say, they hold their mouth open just like that. When they do, you're gonna want to throw a bomb in, and once a bomb goes in, they start spinning around like crazy with their spikes out, and then they explode, and that's that. Oof. Yeah, let's throw a bomb in there real quick. Oh, they also can knock down these pillars as well. Anyways, what was I saying a moment ago? Oh yeah, if you count the Wind Waker as an item, in this dungeon we are using... Have we been required to use the boomerang? No, we have not. So, oh, I don't want to spoil the use of future items in this dungeon. Never mind. I'll talk about this later. I'll talk about how this dungeon does a really good job of using all the items that you've obtained thus far later. I don't want to spoil anything for now. But if you open up this treasure chest right over here, you get the treasure chart, or a treasure chart. That is treasure chart number 30. Yep, number 30. Okay, don't need to read that again, thank you. Yeah, I wanted to grab that before I forgot, because it's kind of easy to forget, especially if you're talking and not really thinking about what you're doing like I am. So, going back to talking about real life stuff, again, going on that vacation this weekend, super excited for that. It's gonna be a really fun time. And I will leave on Thursday afternoon. I'll leave Thursday afternoon and I will come back next Monday. So this room, very involved. You're going to want to use your Deku leaf, okay? Well, still I'm going to wait until we get through the entire dungeon to talk about how we use all the items. But yeah, we're using yet another item that we obtained in the past. Really cool, I like that the game does that. So you're going to have these platforms moving around, enemies flying through the air to take you out. Kind of a dangerous place. Make sure you have your bow out so you can hopefully take these guys out. I do recommend taking out the bubbles before they take you out, because all it takes is one of them just knocking you off the whatever platform you're on, and then that's that. You have to start the room all over again. Now, if you're really curious like I am and you want to know what's in those pots, now you don't have to travel all the way over there. You can just shoot it from afar and now know if it's worth your time to go grab whatever item came out. So, yeah, pretty cool. But there's an eye switch right here, so we're obviously going to want to hit that. This is a good example of what I was talking about earlier in the episode when I said sometimes it's just easier to wait until your shot lines up rather than trying to line the shot up yourself, like in real time. Sometimes it's just easier to kind of wait it out like that. So once you knock that, this starts rising and falling. Treasure chest right over here for us to obtain, which contains a small key. So once you get that, you're actually done in this room. There's nothing else you're really required to do. But if you want to go out of your way for an item that really means nothing to us at this point of the game, come up this way. Because I know you want to do that just like I do. Let's kill this bubble. Please. Please. Thank you. Try not to use all my arrows here. I do try to somewhat conserve them. I mean, and you know, you can get them from pots, just like you get bombs or anything else from slashing pots, but you never know when you're gonna be in a pinch and you won't be able to, and you need an arrow and you won't be able to find one. But anyways, once you hop onto this platform will be moving from side to side. Shoot that eye over there. And once you do that, you've gone pretty far out of the way to figure this out. You're feeling good about yourself. You're like, wow, I did a good job of like realizing that, you know, there's still more to do in this room. You come up here and you're like, wow, what's my reward? And it's a joy pendant. Yay. Okay. I do love the Deku Leaf. We're able to easily get back out of this room rather than having to trace our steps back. We can just fly on out. Nice and easy. So now that we've done that, we've got the key to continue on deeper into the section. But we need to hop across this little channel to get to that locked door over there. But as soon as we jump on one of those platforms, you know, it's a scale, so it falls, and we're not able to, you know, get across. So we need to weigh one side of it down with statues, so we can hop on across and get to the locked door. You're gonna want to place two. If you place only one, it'll balance out in the middle because apparently Link equals the weight of that statue. But if you put two, it'll stay put. So this room is pretty cool. If you come over here and you step on this, laser beams will go out. You'll think, great, I can get across now, but you can't. And good example right here of the puzzles in this portion of the game just getting harder, because I remember my first time playing this, or maybe it wasn't my first time, but I remember one time playing through this. If it wasn't my first time, it must have been like many years after I, you know, first played through the game. But I remember coming into here and thinking, you know, wait, how do I do this? Because I obviously need to mark this down, hold this down so I can get across, but there's nothing in this room to mark that spot with. So how do I get across? And this might seem painfully obvious to some people the first time entering in here, but again, look at this through the lens of doing this dungeon for the first time. It might not be completely obvious that you need to climb up on here, jump across, and then use your Deku Leaf to just barely make it across the lasers. Pretty cool. Anyways, once you get over here, apparently you just shoot a arrow at point blank range. And we're seemingly stuck. We can't get beyond the lasers, but if you use the command melody, you can gain control and move the statue through the lasers. Does not bother the statue. And now you can mark that spot and you can get through here. Yeah. So again, pretty cool, I would say. So anyways, talking about, again, about real life stuff. Today, I had my internship, and I went to, as soon as I started talking about real life stuff, like something actually worth commentating over comes up. New enemy over here. Can't get close enough to actually really see it all that well, but new enemy called a Wizrobe, or not new in terms of the Zelda series, but new in this game. Shoot it with one arrow, and it'll disappear and come back again. Shoot it again, and that's it. Yeah, the noise they make is really interesting. It's kind of, I would almost call it spooky, really. But anyways, we're going to want to hop on across with our Deku Leaf, or I guess you can hop into the water and climb your way up if you just want to make yourself do extra work. And we're going to want to throw down 3 of these statues onto the pedestal, because when we hop across, we're gonna have 2 on one side. So if we have 3, it'll, I mean, maybe not theoretically completely, but here, it'll make it so that we can carry the statue across without the balance lowering on the side. And don't try to throw the statue because that won't work. You need to hop on across, which, by the way, I don't hear a lot of people say anything about this, but Link has got to have some amazing strength to hop down from that ledge, land on that pedestal, you know, holding this really heavy statue over his head, to not lose his balance or like break his leg or anything. I mean, he's just hopping around carrying this thing that's at least his own weight, apparently, according to the scale over there. You know, no trouble. Link has got some killer upper body strength. That's a really good balance. There's good strength in general if he can do that. So, now that we have done that, okay, now a golden light appears. So, before we enter, not golden light, but a purple shimmery light. Before we enter that, we're actually going to want to backtrack a little bit. We're going to want to go out the door that we initially came in to get to this room, and you can know which one that is by, you know, going to the door that doesn't have a statue in front of it. Let's go this way. And we're going to want to backtrack all the way to the first room of the dungeon. So I will see you guys once we get there. Oh, which by the way, there's a room over here that I completely ignored. Let's show that off before I continue on. Come on in this way. And I know what this room has to contain because there's only one thing in this dungeon that we have not gotten yet. But yeah, it's completely optional. Like, you really don't need to do this. In fact, I've done a lot of playthroughs, I'm sure, where I just completely forgot to do this. But let's kill that while we can. This isn't what I was saying when I said, like, we'll go back to the original room of the dungeon. This isn't why I was gonna backtrack, but I'm glad that I did because I do want to collect this, because I guess I technically haven't done the dungeon 100% until I've gotten this item. So let's put this down here. And if you want to, you can move these blocks around so that you can grab whatever in these pots. But I really don't care to do that. Let's get out our Deku leaf because I'm impatient and I don't want to wait. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Now hop on out and then use our Deku leaf to kind of go around the corner, do some weird physics. Anyways, nearly missed this treasure chest. Let's grab this. Kind of late to be getting this now, but oh well. You get the dungeon map. It's kind of out of your way, so I guess that's why I didn't grab it, but yeah, here's the dungeon map. Sorry I didn't get this earlier, but yeah, we can now see the full layout of this place. Oh, I'm curious. I've got to know what's in that last, that last weakened wall over here. Let's come on over here, see what it is. I doubt it's gonna be worth my time, but oh well. Oh, great, another chew jelly. Glad I took the time to find out what was in there. And you're going to want to make your way back over to this portion of the dungeon. And in the last episode, you might have remembered me pointing out this eye and saying that we're gonna come back to it later. Well, here we are. Shoot the eye or the bubble, either way, or shoot them both. Wow, I really can't aim. I really can't aim. It's not a matter of aiming, it's a matter of getting the oversensitive analog stick to go where I want it to go. Once you do that, secret door will open. And another treasure chest that looks just like the one over there. And open it for treasure chart number 4. 6, number 6. That's treasure chart number 6, sorry. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to want to ignore these guys and head back through the middle hidden passage and make our way all the way back to the room with the shining purple light where we put those 3 statues. I will see you once we get there. Okay, now that we're here, let's go through the light, or do that and see where it takes us. Alright, seemingly another portion of the dungeon, but if we look at our map, we will see that we are now up here on the 3rd floor, and if we go through this locked door and around that corner, it looks like we will get up to the boss room. So we are really, really, really close to the end of the dungeon, but I'm gonna end things off here. Next time on Let's Play, The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker HD, we will take on the boss of the Tower of the Gods and see what happens after that, because we, for once, won't be getting a pearl after completing a dungeon. So thank you to my patrons, William, Nintendo Black Crisis, Joseph from JoBro Show, Drew Haddad, Twilight, and Grand Spectre. I've been Kimrani, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys back here next time. Goodbye, guys.